I'm Jennifer Crente, online and managing editor of Wedding Event Style magazine, and I'm here today with David Tutera, wedding planner and event designer extraordinaire. David is the current day guru of weddings. His creativity, charisma, attention to detail, and overall style have endeared him to brides around the world. And today, he's here with us to give us an insider scoop on how to create the wedding of your dreams. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, that was so lovely.
Thank you. So I feel like I have so many questions in so little time. So I kind of want to just touch on a variety of different topics.
Sure.
And if you can give us a spectacular idea to go with those.
Okay.
Let's start with, how do you suggest the bride spend the morning of her wedding?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. Calm, which is never the case. Relax, which is certainly never the case. But you know, by the time you wake up the morning of your wedding, you have to understand as a bride that everything is done. And there is no need to be worrying about how the vendors are going to be executing it. If you've truly thought about your wedding plans and you've executed them with perfection, it's time to just sit back and let the process just happen. Because this is your day. You need to surround yourself with those that you choose to be with on the morning of, and not begin to bring in all the ancillary people. Because you want to stay in a very calm, peaceful environment, and that'll allow you as a bride to truly become what I always say, which is important. The bride has to become what? A guest at her own wedding.
Right.
And that's what has to happen.
Okay. What are some trends with bridal bouquets?
Oh wow, you know, to me bridal bouquets, first of all, I'm gonna give you a very important tip. A bridal bouquet is an accessory just as jewelry is to fashion. I don't want to see a bride walking down an aisle where you see all the floral. The first thing that you need to see is the bride. The second thing that you need to see is the dress. The last thing that you need to appreciate is the bouquet. And I've been doing bouquets now that are not just floral related. Flowers embellished with sparkle, wonderful. Bouquets created out of herbs, spectacular. Wildflowers creates a great set of feeling in the sense that it maybe is an outdoor wedding. But I've been doing a lot now with brooches and antique pieces, so the bouquet has a shelf life far beyond just the day.
Okay.
And I think that makes a statement.
Now, how about decor? I mean, you are known for being absolutely one of the most creative people in the industry. What's hot right now?
I love color. And you know, I was asked this question a couple months ago, what's the trend in color for design for weddings? So I'm putting it out there again, and I've been putting it out there over the past couple months. For 2012 into 13, we're going to see a profusion of red everywhere. We're going to embrace fun, being a little sexy, and being a little bit more outside the box. But I do think in general, if red's too strong, I do see weddings becoming less and less about just white and pink. That's a safe zone to be in. When you ask a bride the question, what do you want for your wedding? They always say they want something different, and then they come back with their color palette, which is white and pink. That's not different. Right. It isn't. I mean, I'm seeing some beautiful color tones in this room right now that are not white. I mean, if you're going to bring a little nude in and a little bit of blush and khaki and then infuse some celadon, that's to me color. So I just want people to really embrace all the different palettes.
Now, how about the bar? What's something interesting we can do at the bar?
The bar is supposed to be an experience. It's not just supposed to be a place to go get a drink. Because typically, no matter how much service you have, you're going to wait just a bit for a drink. Specialty drinks are wonderful, of course, which is something that we have been seeing that trend over the past couple years. But it's funny, I'm planning this wedding coming up in North Carolina, and the bar is going to be a statement that is actually in honor of the groom's grandfather. And what we're doing is we're taking 2 old-fashioned gas pumps, and we're creating a gas station because he used to own a service station. And he used to love a specific type of alcohol. And we're going to infuse that alcohol with different flavors at the bar. So when you go to the bar, which we're going to name the grandfather's gas station, the bar becomes a memory that's positive and celebratory, and then finally a place to go and get that specialty drink. So the simple answer to your question is, it should be an experience and not just a necessity. Okay.
Now, how about with the menu? What is some ideas either? I know you do a lot with food. Menu items or serving styles that aren't seen all the time.
I'd love to see more people infuse cultures into food.
Okay.
I think we get so stuck on the traditional menu. I think what you're hearing from me is step outside the box on every level, not just the key ingredients such as decor and music. In food, It's a great way to set a tone in understanding a little bit more about the bride and groom. Let's say there's a bride and groom from two different cultures. You know, each of the courses can be representing their families. And if they're not from two different cultures, embrace perhaps where you're going on your honeymoon or favorite food. Maybe the bride loves Thanksgiving dinner and it's the middle of spring. Serve Thanksgiving dinner in the middle of spring.
Okay.
Find ways to tell a little bit more about who they are. And the important thing to do is when you're doing that in the menu celebration, when you're printing the menu, tell why you've picked that food. Again, that's more detail of telling the story.
I think that's a great point because so many times you go to weddings and you are wondering why they've chosen to do something, so that's wonderful.
And sometimes you go, why do they pick that and I don't understand it? But then when you see it and you learn about it, then you go, ah, I'm experiencing something.
Okay, now you've already sort of answered my next question, but your events have the wow factor for more than just decor. So what's an outside of the box idea for entertainment?
Interactive entertainment, entertainment that captures the guests as they arrive. You know, entertainment to me, we break that down with music. Music's the heartbeat of a successful celebration. But interactive entertainment provides an environment for people, whether it be performers that are walking throughout the space, whether it be strolling violinists, which creates something classical. It's not just about who's on the stage and who's performing to dance to. It's about the surprises.
Okay.
And you know, a rule of thumb, I've written it in all of my books, is that if something different happens every 30 minutes, a great way to do that is through interesting entertainment. It's doing something which I think is important. Guests become interactive participants as opposed to a passive guest sitting back and going through the timeline.
Now, how about gifts? You know, I know that I've seen your tips before to get rid of tacky favors.
Yes.
But what is a great way to say thank you to your guests?
By saying thank you. I think people overthink having to give them something for the sake of saying thank you.
Okay.
And a thank you card will suffice just doing that. I go to so many weddings, I do obviously so many weddings. Finding that little trinket because it's the thing you're told to do, A, it's a waste of money, unless it's something that makes sense, and B, it's not necessary.
What is just the wow factor to the wedding, the heart of a wedding, do you think?
You know, weddings are supposed to be about the bride and groom, and I think, unfortunately, this industry is growing so beautifully, it's growing fast and furious, that what I find is happening more now, and I hate to say this, and that's why I do my show, I write my books, we're sitting here talking, I'm here at Tybee Island, is that you want to find ways to make a statement that embraces the guests for coming and bringing them and putting them on this journey and transporting them to an environment. That's not about a lot of money being spent. It's about attention to detail, and it's also about embracing who you are as a couple. I worry that people are so wrapped up in just doing the checklist of wedding plans that they're losing the heart of their wedding.
That's a great point. How do we get you to Jacksonville?
Give me a call.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for sharing your insider tips. It's been really wonderful chatting with you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. For more tips from celebrity event planner David Tutera, look for the full article in the winter edition of Wedding Event Style magazine. If you're not already a subscriber, go to weddingeventstyle.com and sign up today. Thanks and happy planning.